G'day everyone, welcome to Shane's Shed. I've got an E87 BMW 120D. I'm going to do an oil change on 6-speed auto. Everything about this car says that the auto trans is sealed for life and it's a lifetime service fluid. I call bullshit in that. Well, not necessarily bullshit, but service life will be a lot shorter if you don't change it. So yeah, you can leave it there, but I recommend doing it. So tools you need for this job are pretty straightforward. It's not a big list. First and foremost, you're going to need an oil drain pan, so somewhere to put the old oil in when you drop it out. Speaking of oil, as far as a consumable, you're going to need some new oil as well. So I'm using Penrite BMW. Used it on many ZF 6-speeds and haven't had any issues, so I'm happy to keep using it. In regards to the oil as well, you need a drum pump, to be honest. There's not much room between the trans and the tunnel, and yeah, I basically just decant those 4-litre containers into my 20-litre drum with a drum pump. Makes it a lot easier. So yeah, definitely you'll need a drum pump of some description, whether that's in a little Tom Thumb bottle. I've got lots of those examples here. So something like that, and just decant it in, like 1 litre, pump it in at a time. That's one way of doing it. You'll need an 8mm socket. I just use that with a little, like a screwdriver type attachment. You'll also need a 10mm, an 8mm Allen wrench, and a 10mm Allen wrench, T40 Torx bit. So I'm using it on my socket set, 3/8 drive. Could also use one of these style jobbies if you wish. It's up to you. The torque setting for the filter pan is 10 Newton meters. So yeah, I've just got my little 3/8 drive torque wrench as well. And that's pretty much it. As well with consumables, probably some brake cleaner, some rags. That just helps clean up the surface on the trans where the filter bolts onto. That's pretty much the tool list. Really straightforward. So the first thing you want to do is probably jack up your car. Now, unfortunately, all my jack stands are being in use at the moment, so I'm going to have to do things a little bit differently. But you want to be able to get under your car, but keep it level as well. So sticking it up on car ramps at the front or the back is generally going to be out because it's not going to be level. I'm going to do car ramps anyway, but I'm fortunate enough that my shed entrance will allow me to stick it on car ramps and keep it level. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't give me a huge amount of space to work under, but it is what it is. It's just what I've got to deal with. Before we do this, the pan on this transmission has integrated filter, so you can't just drop the pan and change a simple filter out. It's got to be a full element. Now, if you're going with a Ryco unit, it's an RTK 196, and that gives you the entire pan with the inbuilt filter. You don't necessarily have to do the filter every time, but definitely if you like this one where it's got 200,000 Ks on the clock, and as far as I'm aware it's probably never been changed. An auto transmission is going to create a lot of debris and get the oil actually quite filthy with contaminants, and so I think it's important to have a new filter in there. Anyway, we're going to get the under tray off that from the bottom of the car. I'll try and film what I can. We'll see how we go. So this is not an ideal spot to be working, but at the moment it's the best I've got. So it is what it is, we just got to deal with it. I progressively run out of room the further up I go. And there's our transpan. Now, first cab off the rank, I'm going to undo the fill plug. Now the fill plug is just on the left hand side of the transmission, so just up here. Drain plug is just at the back here. Fill plug, you'll need an 8mm Allen wrench, but it's important to make sure you can crack that first before we drain the oil, because if we can't get that out, there's no point draining. But we'll crack that fill plug loose. then we'll drain all the oil. Once the oil's drained, we've just got all these ringer bolts all the way around. It's a Torx head. So these are a T40. So that's what you'll need to undo the whole ring. You'll probably also need to remove this bracket here for the under tray. It looks like it's just a single nut here. No biggie. That's got to come out of the way. And that is about the extent of it, really. Once you got that out, all those rings and bolts out, the pan should just pop straight off.
Brother,
That is why we choose to change it. Pulling the pan off can be a little messy sometimes. Hopefully it's not too bad, but there will probably be a bit of oil still sitting in the bottom of it, and you will get oil dripping down from the all the valve body. That's just the way it is. Now I've just got 4 bolts left in here. We'll just pop those out, and yeah, you should come out. That filter should just pull straight down. This is where it could potentially get messy when you... All in all, not too bad. The filter spigot is at the front, so that's the bit that's going to be... You're just going to need a bit of force just to pull it out. But I'm going to move that pan so that I capture a bit more of that oil that's dripping off. So inside the pan we've got a couple of magnets. You can see just the amount of crud that they accumulate. So that's why it's always a good idea to drop this pan. I'd say at least every 100,000 Ks, change it out, put a new one in. Now if you want to do the mechatronic sleeve seal, which is that little sucker there, you need to drop the cross member off, disconnect the plug, and it's this lever here that you need to pull down in order to release the sleeve. Alright, so time to throw the new pan on. Now it's just a matter of lining up that that spigot for the filter pickup, and just push that in place. And I'll just keep a hand there and just throw some bolts in. Now with all those bolts in place and just nipped up, we're just going to tighten it all up. Now the torque spec for these is only 10 Newton meters, so it's not much. Now the replacement pan came with a torque sequence chart, so I'll just put a bay picture of that up. It's pretty very simple, so we'll just start at number 1 here, which is pretty much along that centre rib. You'll basically be able to see it. There's a little bit of a rib there. We start there and just work our way around. So I've put the pan on, she's all torqued up in that sequence, it's all good. But now time to refill that transmission. Now I've already done this refill, I just forgot to push record on the camera, so I'm just going to have to tell you the process. Hey, give me the shits. So anyway, I'm using Penrite BMW oil. Now I've taken about 4 litres out, a little bit over. If you budget for 5 when you're buying your oil, you'll be sweet for a change. Just before we get into all that, I'd recommend, because it's about 9 litres with the torque converter dry, 4 litres is only, it's under half the total capacity oil, so the rest of that oil is all hung up in the torque converter. So this is essentially a partial change. What I'd recommend doing is either at your next service, or maybe, put all the oil back in, go for a drive, come back in and drop it again. I'd probably do 3 of those in succession, so that'll just help get as much of your old oil out and some new oil in. There will still be a mix. It's going to happen unless you can go to the extent of a full oil flush with a proper machine. You're not going to get 100% of the old oil out. Even with a machine, you're still probably going to struggle. I've just, on a side note, previously in the past, I've done basically take the cooler line off at the front, pump the old oil out with the engine running, shut it off, refill, pump it out, all the old oil out again. I've done that with 20 litres of oil, which is ironically where that oil come through. And just through the oil samples, there's still a significant quantity of old oil left within the system. So I'd just suggest every service do a trans change, especially once you get a car that's like this. It's got 200,000 Ks on it. It's clearly never had an oil change on it before, because that old pan they pulled off looks like the original one, and there's some dates on there that stamped on there that signifies to me that it's still the original pan. So I'm going to assume that this has never been done in the past. So just from now on, every service, I'm just going to do that auto trans. That's 4 litres of oil. It's easy to do, pretty cheap if you keep doing it like that. Then about every 100,000 Ks, I drop the pan off, put a new pan and filter in. That's pretty simple. I know the ZF 6-speeds, you can get some steel pans with replaceable filters. To be honest, various other cars in the past have had issues with getting the original plastic pan and integrated filter out, so they make sense to change out to a separate filter and pan. This one, it's just a simple drop down, and like I said, you're only going to do them every 100,000 Ks anyway, so the cost of it's not that significant in that scheme of things, so that's what I'd recommend doing. So anyway, with all that, refilling procedure. Now, auto trans needs the engine running to pump oil through it to get the correct level, but before we do that, because it's completely dry, we need to do an initial fill. So fill plug out, throw your drum pump in. That's where your drum pump comes in so handy. So get a drum pump, fill it till it just trickles out, start the engine, run it through the gears, so reverse, neutral, drive, first, second. Probably while it's sitting still, you're not going to get much past second. Back through first, drive, reverse, neutral, park, come back, pump more oil in until it dribbles out, and that's your level set. 30 to 50 degrees is sort of the recommended oil temperature to get the correct level. I'll be honest, I don't think it makes any difference, significant difference at all, because when it's cold, you're going to have that level. When it's hot, of course, it's going to expand a little, and you're going to lose a bit of oil. So you actually probably have a little bit less oil in. Hey, pup. You have a little bit less oil in with it at the correct temperature. So when you fill it cold and it heats up, it's just going to be a little bit higher level. I don't think it's going to make any significant difference. Yeah, so I'd suggest don't stress about it all that much, to be honest. That's my personal opinion. You can take that as you like. You don't have to pay any attention to it, but that's what I do nowadays. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, throw a comment if you want to. If you really enjoyed it, there's always a super thanks. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I've got plenty of other E87 content on the channel. Go check that out. If you've already subscribed, maybe consider becoming a member. Thanks to Dave, Byron, Rob and Jay, who are already members. Much appreciated, guys. They get earlier access to all this content, so and they get some outtakes and bloopers and stuff, and some behind the scenes stuff that I don't normally post on the main channel, so there's content for you guys there as well. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Hopefully that camera is still recording.